Hi and welcome back to Phone Photography Pro. Today I'm going to do a video about what's on my phone in general, especially the creative apps I have, ones that I love, ones I never use, ones I plan to use, and also just a couple tips on how I keep everything organized creatively within my device. Since most of the time I'm using my device to photograph when I'm traveling, when I'm out and about, it's really important that I'm staying organized and that I have a little bit of a system. Now, my system can always be changed, so this is just an in the moment, right now, this is what is working for me. So let's get started. So this is my iPhone 7 Plus, and I only have two screens here that all of my stuff is on. What will matter most to you is the Create section, where I've got all of these different apps to make things. So let's take a look. This is Lens Distortions, super awesome app. You can add all of these funky over effects like flares and fog and rain and snow and sparkles and all of that good stuff. So this can be really fun to play with as an after effect for some of your images. So that's called Lens Distortions. Another app that I really love is my Flip and Rotate app. I use this for videos that might need to be flipped, and it's super fast and easy and exports them right to your phone. I've also got Darker. I've talked about this before, but this allows you to shoot in 4 different camera formats, which can be super cool and fun if you're into film and traditional photography. Give that one a try. Also, I've got in here Filmborn, my #1 app. This one I edited in Filmborn earlier today. So love this app, love the features that it offers. You can shoot within the app, and my favorite part about that is that you get to choose not only the size you shoot in, but also the lens that you can use. So it will adjust your camera for that. It also allows you to manually focus, so that's awesome as well. And I'll link a video specifically to Filmborn below if you're interested more in what this app has to offer. So let's pop back over here. I use Light Meter for pinhole photography because I need to be able to put in a specific aperture and get an exposure time. So that's pretty much my main use of that app. I love Slow Shutter. Again, I will link a video for this below. This I use for waterfalls and anything I want to blur motion for. I've got my nightcap, which I use for night photography. I used it a lot when I shot the eclipse, so that is a really fun one if you want to do stars. And then I have this app, it's called 1 Second Every Day, and this is one of those ones that I've never used. Obviously, look, there's nothing here. But I definitely plan to use it in the future. It's just a matter of when. Video is not always on my mind or organizing it, so we'll see when I get there. Next up is Splice, and Splice is really an awesome app. I've put together some videos on here, just certain parts. I'm using Splice now to just record over my screencast. It has some great effects and things like that. I always end in iMovie though, but it's a cool app to have on your phone for sure. Another one I use is Aviary. This one actually connects, or it has the same effects and enhancements as another app I use to organize for Instagram, so that's pretty cool. I mostly just use these enhancements here, like scenery, food, portrait, as last minute touches. The effects can be a little extreme on here, so I tend not to go directly to that itself. So that's my creative suite here. And then I've also got a listen section. I try to come up with titles that are a little bit different. My Get Social section, 1 page only, pretty proud of that. I've got my Be Productive, always have Drive on your phone, always, always. Watch, Market, and look, I haven't even opened Netflix, woohoo! Marketplace to sell things if you need to. Calculate, Ernie is super cool. And then my second page has other things that I haven't touched too much. I keep those off to the side. But I wanted to chat a little bit about Unum, which is an app I use to organize my Instagram feed. And you can load your pictures in ahead of time and kind of see what your gallery would look like. And this has really changed how my Instagram page looks. And then you can also click and like create tag clouds and see what you've used before. So I make my captions on here, and then you can look at a little bit of your analytics as well, but see you can edit with the same features as the Aviary app. So that's really cool. I don't use that as much. They're usually edited when they come in here. Analytics. So down there on the bottom right, you can see when is the best time to post, what hashtags work best for you. So I'm still kind of mastering some of that, but that I use for my Instagram, which is at Bethany McCamish. It's my name. So if you want to check that out, you can, and try that app. It's super awesome. Also, always have a layout on your phone. That is a really cool one to use on Instagram if you want to put diptychs together, that kind of thing. I also use it on my personal Instagram to throw together like a little mishmash of a night out with friends, like this one from the other day. And then you can choose the layout and adjust where the picture is within that little frame. So that can be fun for your Instagram, personal or otherwise. And so that's, my little social section there, which I really love. So let's pop over to where I have my photos and take a look at that. So every once in a while, I will go through and select items and choose ones that I just took way too many pictures, or I have one up here. I think I was selling my hiking boots because I got new ones. So I just get rid of those kind of excess photos and screenshots and all that every once in a while to kind of keep things clean. I also love to make sure I organize in albums. So your phone will do this for you to some extent. They'll give you some albums, but then I have ones that I've created down here, like for Guy. I was sending someone photographs for a show, and then like macro shots to Instagram, a study of water flowing. So I've just organized my projects into different albums that make sense for me. And that way I'm not always going to all photos to find things. My to Insta has been the best one because after I edit, I can just drop them right in there before they go into Unum. And that way I have it a little bit easier rather than trying to go to my main camera roll. So I can just go straight here and they're already edited and ready to go into Unum. So that's how I organize that piece on the back end. So use your albums. It will change your life. It will help you keep track of things for sure. So that is how I do that piece. And also make sure that your photos are linked to backup to the cloud from your phone. That'll be really important. I did want to talk a little bit about the DJI Go app. I use this when I use my Osmo mobile. I have the first version, not the second version, so you can choose what device you have on your phone there. And so I do shoot video in this sometimes with that. I also shoot it regularly, so I'm still figuring this app out. If you have any tips on the app, please let me know because it's a little bit of a challenge for me, and I think that's why it's living on the second page there. So one last thing in terms of staying organized, I always make sure every couple of months, once I get to a couple thousand photos on my phone, I will take them all off my phone and store them in a couple places. They're usually stored on Drive or the cloud, so I have a cloud-based storage system for them online. I also, just maybe because I'm paranoid and don't totally trust the cloud, I have an external drive. I back up my laptop to this, and then I have this partitioned, which you can partition drives. So I have a partition so that I can back up just my photographs as well and keep a lot of stuff on this. In addition to that, sometimes if there are photographs that I really know I want to keep and cherish, I will also back them up on another external drive I have. That one's more portable, and I use that to back up not only my phone pictures but also my DSLR pictures. So it's just important when you're in this digital realm that you're backing up in multiple places just to cover yourself, especially for images that you never want to lose. So make sure you do that on the regular basis. And that is it, my friends. What is on my phone right now? I would love to hear if you guys have any apps you want me to try out or talk about. Make sure to leave that in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. And for more tips, tricks, how-to, and travel adventures, head on over to my blog, phonephotographypro.com, linked in the description below. Bye guys!